Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of the RSL Show, Real Salt Lake Show on KSL Sports. We're fresh back with reaction and game recap over the Real Salt Lake draw in SKC, Sporting KC, the Blue Hell. What is up, everybody? How is everyone? Let's go around the room real quick, really fast. Isaac, how you doing?
Doing really good. Doing really good.
Your eyebrows look really good, bro. You got them shaved?
I did. I need to redo them, though, because they're starting to grow back.
Dang, bro. Wow. Okay. Alex, what's up with you, dude? What's new in your world?
Oh, not much, man. You know, got the point in Kansas, and now I'm feeling good, and, you know, waiting on the call, you know?
Ooh, the call. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough.
Shout out to those people who sent good vibes over to Alex Napolis. Josh Clark. Josh, how are you, dude? How was the jersey exchange, man? Let's talk about that.
It was dope, bro. I actually really enjoyed that event. My socially awkward self has a hard time going to things like that. But you know, once I was there, it was pretty dope. I got some sick new game worn shirts. I got rid of a lot of shirts. Yeah, it was overall a very good experience.
Shout out the boys over at Calle. Travis Wynn, Nick Raimondo, Taylor Pay, just to name a few. And shout out to the cool staff. I wish I could have made that. It sounded like a really, really good time. Alex and Isaac, you guys got to go. We'll talk about the match in a minute, but overall, what was like the vibe over at Calle Street Soccer?
It was fun, especially since they had both games on. They had the U.S. game and the Panama game. Or the U.S. Panama game and RSL, and so it was really fun just to kind of see both people watch that game and be interacting with those games. And it was really fun when like something would happen on one game and then everybody would cheer, and I thought it would be for like RSL, and so I'd look up and like nothing, like the ball was out of bounds during the RSL game, when I was like, oh, it's for Panama. So yeah, it was just fun. It was nice to see people there, nice to interact. I got a couple jerseys too, and you know, had a good time.
Your sister bought way more than anyone, I think.
My sister made out like a bandit, dude. She got a lot of cool stuff.
We got to figure out if that Mexico jersey she picked up was game worn from the World Cup, because I think it might have been.
Got to look into that, because if it's a World Cup game worn jersey, oof, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's a come up. The vibes at Calle are incredible. I say if you've never been there, this is your sign to go, because it's such a fun, cool spot.
Look at that.
Isaac endorsed.
Isaac endorsed. Bro, your sounds like your sister's just stacked, bro. She has a lot of money. Just buying kits.
I don't know about the money part, because I'm always letting her borrow some, but but she's
yeah, at one point I heard Alex go, "That's your Christmas present."
Yeah, I did say that.
So Alex is the money maker. That's good to know. Well, guys, shout out Calle. Free endorsement, free ad for the boys over at Calle. Go check it out. They're trying to free the game. Really cool vision, and they've got a really cool spot. If you guys haven't been, go check it out. They have a storefront. They sell hats, sweaters, shirts, soccer balls, everything. They've got like an indoor, just chill out spot. You can go kick some soccer balls. That's a project that, like I said before, Travis Wynn and Nick Raimondo have been working on, and maybe there will be a collaboration between Calle and Salter FC down the road. Who knows?
Ooh, that wasn't discussed last night, but you know.
There it is.
Yeah.
They've always wanted to do business with the best fake club in the world. Shameless plug. You got 3 more days to go on salterfc.com and order their second kit ever in existence. What's the kit called, Josh?
So the Revival.
The Revival kit.
Yeah.
Pretty
dope. Let's correct the history there. It's actually the third kit. We had the unreleased one, you know, that there's 4 of in existence.
That's true.
So we have to tease that a little bit. But yeah, it's technically the second for sale kit.
There it is. All right, cool, guys. Let's talk about Real Salt Lake. Let's talk about all the stuff that you guys are here for. We got plenty of fan reaction on Twitter, Instagram. Just an overall really good result going into SKC. Do we just want to hop right into it? Let's talk lineup, actually. Let's pull up the lineup. Let's get thoughts and opinions going into that one, because I know that there were a few questions going into this one as to maybe why some people didn't start, why some people were coming off the bench, and what was, Pablo's thoughts behind that. So let's break that down. Who's got the starting 11 in front of them?
So I think the big main thing that kind of jumped out was Gavin in goal. You love to see Gavin Beavers get minutes, get the opportunity. And, despite a couple shaky moments for like an 18-year-old who hasn't had that many minutes in MLS play, he still does really well. He comes up at good times and big saves, and so it's really awesome to see Gavin kind of have those opportunities. The back four was Emeka Nelly, Justin Glad, Marcelo Silva, and Andrew Brody. And then the midfield four was Nelson Palacio, who got the start. Jasper Loffelson. On the wings was Brian Oviedo with Andres Gomez. And then up top, surprisingly, Chicho on the bench with Moose and Dami starting.
Yeah, so a little bit of rotation going into this one, which was to be expected, right? With another game Saturday, you're going away to a rival. You're probably not going to roll out your best 11 for that one, especially in the heat humidity. But overall, a decent lineup. I felt like it may have been a little defensive. We haven't really had success this year when going defensive, in my opinion. And as we'll talk about going into this game, when we don't play on the front foot and press and play our style, we struggle. And that's what this lineup signaled to me.
I think the biggest question mark that kind of stood out to me was Oviedo starting. And I guess it makes sense. You don't travel with Sava, you don't travel with Chang, who probably would have been the one to slide into that position. But it's still really interesting to see kind of a guy who's naturally a left back slide into that left middle role.
Right, and that kind of gave the defensive feel,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
That and Palacio and Loffelson, who's more of a defensive guy as well.
So do we want to play into the Savarino, why he's maybe questionable, maybe not traveling with the team? Anything there of substance, anything to speculate? Or is it just simply a break?
A little hip injury, the last game. There was a time in the last game where he was slow to get up, so it makes sense. For me, this was just them being, cautious with him, letting him heal up, be 100% for Saturday.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, we go into a semi-dangerous SKC, and I say semi because the results, obviously for them, horrible start to the season, just starting to fire up. And you know what? An interesting stat. I think if I'm correct, Alan Pulido is at 10 goals already in how many matches? I think he's up there, dude. Look up the stat. It was just an insane stat. He's just been quick to get on the score sheet and just make up numbers for being absent for the first half of the season. I think Alex is checking that, and I want to let's see what's it saying, dude. Am I right? I think it's 10 goals in 4 matches. It's
no way. Yeah. There's no way.
Well, and he was injured for a majority of the first part of the season, but just as it kind of loads up here, it looks like he's at 10 goals in only 19 appearances, which not too bad. Not too bad.
Oh, okay. Why? All right. Okay. 19. Yeah. Big.
That's better. That's better.
Yeah. I was going to say, actually, when I do the math, but I mean, it wouldn't have surprised me because there's been a few games where he's gotten braces, obviously, clearly.
I think he was player of the month this last month because of how much he's been scoring.
Spread over 19. Yeah. And a lot of it's too is just, key penalty taker. So they give it to him and he's there to put him away. So let's talk into this. By the way, the biggest news I think was the final much anticipated debut of Nelson Palacio, which, gets the start. Don't really see much of him until the 23rd minute. Just takes a rocket. It's a layoff of, I believe it's Oviedo, just lays it off to him. And he's he's well outside the box, dude. I mean, he's from distance. Just gets a right foot on it, strikes the hell out of it. And we almost got a Nelson Palacio debut. Just goes over the defenders. It's going towards the right side of the net. And, keeper gets fists on it. But just a powerful shot. What was your guys' reactions to that? Well, I'm curious, man. What was that like seeing inside of Kaye?
It was explosive, right? People were pumped. If that would have gone in, I'm sure the place would have erupted. But man, when someone hits the ball so hard that the ball doesn't move, that thing was on a rope, right? It had no spin, nothing. That thing was just floating through the air. That would have been an absolute wonder goal for someone's debut. It's too damn bad it didn't go in.
Alex, what are your thoughts, bro? Nelson Palacio, man, coming in, having, I guess, like an early chance. It's what's the word? It's ambitious, right? But just kind of give me your thoughts, man, on how he integrates with Real Salt Lake so far, and were you impressed on his performance overall? I know we haven't discussed the goals, but what are you seeing from that? What do you like? What do you dislike?
Well, I mean, obviously the shot is ambitious, and I love it. I love just having that confidence to take that on your first game, on your debut. I think it kind of speaks volumes to what we're going to get out of Nelson Palacio. Coming off of, a championship match in Colombia, literally within a couple weeks now starting for RSL, you kind of expected a guy who's still trying to figure out his teammates, still trying to figure out the team. I think he's only really had a week to practice or train with RSL. And so there was moments where him and Jasper kind of got lost with each other, but I think it'll just come with time and getting more acclimated to the league, getting more acclimated to his teammates, and what we're going to see out of him, because he's a very dynamic, very good defensive player. But it kind of lacked that moments last night, especially early off in the match, and it's probably just those first game jitters.
Yeah, it's fair to assess it that way. Yeah, I think it's good to chalk it up to first game jitters. A couple trainings under your belt, traveling away, new environment, new league, new club. It's kind of inedible. You got to find your footing. But I mean, I loved what I saw. Just like that, the lack of fear of just striking the hell out of the ball, being a little selfish and just going for it. I like that, man. That's just something that we typically don't get, right? We usually have people who are a little shy to strike it from distance, especially if they're a new addition like that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Pablo Ruiz is getting in his ear a little bit there and saying, go for it.
Yeah,
but we also can't forget that Palacio just made his debut away at our bitter rival, right? That's big time, right? You have to really have a trust in the guy to throw him into that fire.
And apparently, really crappy conditions. After
humidity, bro.
The post match, in the post match, Pablo was saying that that's probably the hottest, worst game he's ever been a part of. And you can kind of see it on the players. I think like early on, they were looking tired early in that one.
Well, I mean, the humidity, it's a lot like altitude in ways where it'll just suck the energy right out of you, right? And when you feel like you're running through a blanket, essentially, like that's tough, and it does take some adjustment. I don't know why you'd want to live in Kansas City, honestly. Bro. Like it's either bitter cold or like you just got swamp ass all the time. Like I don't know why you'd want to be there.
Yeah, I could see why Cavincio is trying to do everything to switch support and get out of there. It's the most horrible place to visit. It's the least likely place. I don't know, dude. I've been there before. Free work trip for a week, and I'm not kidding you, dude. Aside from the barbecue, yeah, sure, it was good. Aside from that, there was literally nothing. No, but there was nothing to do. Dude, I think I went to like 3-4 movies that week because I had seen everything there was to see in Kansas City in like a day.
It's definitely not Soccer City, USA. Definitely not.
Alex, doesn't your sister live there?
She does, yeah. She lives in Kansas.
For school?
She does live in Kansas.
Does she love it or what? Like
no, no. I mean, she makes fun of. She talks about the humidity all the time, and I'm like, dude, that sounds terrible.
Yeah. Anyways, we won't lay too much into Kansas City, but it's a whole different discussion. I literally had the entire city of Kansas City, like news people, organizations, everyone was coming at me on Twitter, bro, like 2 years ago. So funny because I said it sucked.
They're way too easy to rile up, man. Like, dude, it's a soft bunch.
It's so easy. All right. 26th minute. Let's talk about this one. Oviedo. I'm not going to say the same spot from Palacio, but just
Pretty
outside
close.
the penalty area. Pretty
Yeah.
close. Little strike. Just hits the top of the post. Just inches up. Would have been an amazing strike, amazing goal. But let's assess that a little bit. Are we still hot on Oviedo? Do we like him? Are we loving what we see out of Oviedo week in, week
Listen,
out?
I don't think any of us have been really hot on Oviedo for a while. I don't dislike the guy, but I think out of a majority of our players, he is closer to a liability than a lot, right? And that's no slight at him. He's still a great player. I just think you can tell the career's winding down, right? The legs don't have it like they used to. I think his role is better served off the bench. But all props to him. He went 90 this game. Damn near scored a fantastic goal. I would have loved to see him get on the score sheet. So props to him for having a pretty good game this week.
I think it was a very much a bounce back performance for Oviedo, just due to mostly because I feel like a lot of us still had a sour taste in our mouths from kind of the defensive mistakes in Minnesota that were on his side of the field in that one, and so it was nice to just see him come back out and not only have that opportunity, but to play an overall solid game, like Josh said, and going 90 in that Kansas Heat and still playing a decent game. All credit to him for that.
Yeah. Now, moving on to the 29th minute, we're going to discuss Sporting KC's first goal. And if you guys want like a little play-by-play, if you guys check your chat, I've basically thrown this highlight in there. But let's just break this down. So, a minute 17 into these highlights, where the 29th marker, Lawfulson, he's going to get a lot of criticism here soon, but I don't think this one's on him. Lawfulson, feeling a little bit of pressure, plays it back to Beavers. Beavers is getting pressed. Has plenty of space, actually. Does a pretty bad clearance that just finds one of the SKC attackers, who plays it up to Johnny Russell, and then Johnny Russell whips it in with the left, and then Daniel Saloui is there to just basically pick up that cross with his right foot and just bags a goal. So where are we going to put the blame on this, if anywhere? I personally feel like it's maybe more on the clearance than the pass back. But also Lawfulson might have had better options than to go straight back to Beavers. So what are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, those were two errors per se, right? But it still could have been prevented after the fact. I'm more concerned about the recovery of the back line and maybe the coverage of midfield, right? If you look, Brody is nowhere to be found, looking for Soli on the, I don't even know how to say his name, on the back post, kind of leaving him open. But again, if you really look at the goal, right, it was a breakdown on RSL's side, but the angle of that finish was more impressive than anything. So I'm just going to give credit to SKC on this one and props on the finish, because that angle was tight and honestly it shouldn't have gone in. So I'm not really going to blame anyone here. It was just kind of a couple young guys making some mistakes and then the veterans struggling to, reset and mark up.
Yeah.
And
followed by a decent shot. So
it's exactly that. I think, once RSL, the way they like to play is obviously once that ball goes back, the immediate thought is to go forward and start to build that attack. It's not to hurry and recover defensively. And so it was kind of a situation where you make that mistake and you don't have the coverage to come back and cover that attack from SKC. It's unfortunate, but it's a team mistake, in my opinion. And it's something that we kind of saw at the beginning of the season, right, where this team and this defense was committing a lot of mistakes, a lot of defensive errors that led directly to goals. And it kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Yeah. Just, it's a little bit of just questionable. What are we doing? But I think a lot of people were kind of going at Lawfulson a little bit. Had even seen some takes that he's more of a Monarchs style player, and I think that could and might be up for debate. But I don't know.
I that drives me nuts because, beginning of the season, he was a solid starter, right? I know we're guilty of it as well, but to go from, Lawfulson can be a starter, Lawfulson's a great bench player, to straight to he makes an error, so he's Monarchs quality, like that's a bit of a weird take.
It's a little tough. It's a little rough.
Yeah, I think they got to pump the brakes on that a bit.
Yeah, I'd say pump the brakes a little bit, but also it's not wrong to, I don't know, man. It's not wrong to criticize, but then also acknowledge that the roster around him is getting better, and it seems like the level of play and the players around you are elevating. So,
right.
Hopefully, he also is able to kind of come up with that.
Well,
and fizzle out.
And even if he doesn't, right, it's not like he would just get sent down to the Monarchs. He's an absolute MLS quality player, and could move on and make a majority of MLS rosters out there and make them better. So I really don't agree with he's MLS next quality, right? That's skipping over USL even. So it's a bit harsh.
Yeah, a little bit. So we move on to the 34th minute. SKC still attacking, and this we called this on the last podcast. We called it Johnny Russell goal because we know it's going to come. Mine was from a set piece header to Johnny Russell. That didn't happen. I think, Josh, you said like a ball played over his head, and then he'd get there and maybe finish it, maybe like one-on-one scenario. And am I wrong, or is that what you said?
Couldn't tell you. I honestly don't remember. But I know I got the time right.
I was going to say, I think he gets the time right when he was going to score.
Yeah, you said 30th, like around the 30th minute, which it happens. And you got to give credit to Johnny Russell, dude. Like, I don't know why he just like turns it up versus Real Salt Lake. It's a little frustrating, but you can predict that. You can count on it. I mean, he's as reliable as the sun rising. We tweeted that one when it comes to scoring on Real Salt Lake. But, dude, he's got a beautiful ball that's played into him, and it's tight. There's two defenders. Justin Glad's on him. Oviedo runs over to him. I'm trying to make out who the third player is that is there. But basically, he takes a touch off of a hard pass, turns, and then just drills it in. Also a difficult angle. So it's a beautiful goal, man. Like, you can't hate on it. But it is just frustrating. The amount of goals that Johnny Russell has just impregnated on Real Salt Lake.
It's a lot like Chicho, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So are we going to trade for him? I don't want Johnny Russell anywhere near this roster.
Yeah.
Maybe, but maybe a few years ago, right? But
yeah, but also he earned my respect, man, when he just remember when SKC was struggling and he just went to the media and was just like, something's got to change. Like, this isn't it. He called out basically his entire team, his roster, his head coach, everything. He was just ready. He's like, hey, we need change. Like, this just isn't working. And I think that when you do care about the club, you'll be okay in saying those things if you're truly passionate. I feel like a lot of people can't get those things off their shoulders. Maybe they're too afraid, but I mean, the dude's also a veteran. So a lot of respect, man, but just beautiful goal, bro. Just drilled it in. You can't hate on it, man. Johnny Russell.
No, it is annoying to watch them celebrate, though.
And
it bothers me.
And I think for that goal, you kind of saw it coming. Right after Shallowy scored the first one, it's kind of took back RSL defensively. Leading up to the goal, there was a lot more defensive mistakes. RSL was just feeling the pressure from SKC, couldn't clear the ball, couldn't really get it out of their own end, and then Russell puts it in, and it's kind of another punch to the mouth for RSL.
Yeah, but is it weird to say that the feeling at Kaye was we weren't done?
No, that's absolutely what it felt like.
I felt like when they first scored that goal, it was pretty deflated at first, but even then, I felt like this team, could come back.
Well, I mean, you're going to deflate anytime someone scores on you, especially a rival, right? But, if you listen to the conversations and some of the conversations I had, it was like, oh, it's still the second half to go. Like, we're not done. And I think the big question was, what was the adjustment going to be going into the second half? Because if you're watching, RSL is not playing the way RSL has played in the last 90 days in that first half, right? We're letting SKC come at us, whereas we've been the team to go at people. We're playing more defensively. We're not playing the RSL way, which is in everyone's face, right? Coming at you hard. And I get it's hot, it's humid, but you got to play your style. And we didn't do that. So I think everyone's collective feeling was, if RSL comes out in the second half, makes a couple changes and changes their style and goes at this Kansas City team, we'll get a draw minimum. And sure enough, a minute into the second half, that exact thing happens.
Well, and then we also got to go back and talk about what changed at the half too.
Right. Let's get into it.
Bring Chicho Arango in, you bring Pablo Ruiz in, and you bring Diego Luna in right at the half. Right, you waste no time getting him into the match. And it completely changes not only the style of play, but the way you're going to attack this SKC backline.
Well, you could see, it's funny to say, but you could see SKC get scared, right?
They definitely took a step back. I think as soon as they saw those subs, just because of what they bring to this side.
Yeah, and let's be real. Pablo Ruiz changed the game. Chicho Arango changed the game. Diego Luna changed the game.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Right, and we will. The press came back, right? Next thing you know, Pablo Ruiz is getting in someone's face to steal the ball. Diego Luna is going at guys, putting them on their heels. Chicho Arango is making crazy runs, crazy flicks, right? The ball from Ruiz to Chicho, leading up to Mafosi's goal is insane, right? It completely splits SKC's line. Chicho is between the two center backs. Beautiful flick, right? Into in front of Musovski, right? So he has that space between the left back. And then again, a beautiful finish. None of us would have guessed Moose was on track to be Golden Boot winner at this point of the season, right? With how last season ended and with how, the beginning of the season started, none of us gave him a shot. And right now he's undroppable, right? And just the way we went at SKC and really deflated their team and their fans immediately in the second half was what changed the trajectory of this match.
Well, and I also think that if RSL doesn't come in the way they did, immediately knocking on the door and immediately getting that goal, maybe SKC still has that confidence to kind of bunker down, hold more defensively, and RSL doesn't get on the board that early. I think it completely changes the dynamic of the game. The fact that RSL came out, scored that goal, Musovski got on the score sheet, it gives RSL the confidence, it gives RSL the momentum, and we saw throughout that second half, it was all RSL for a majority of that second half.
Was anybody worried that it'd be challenged for the offside and it would be overturned? Were you guys sweating?
Momentarily, right? When you see the player put up his hand like, no, right? And you're not there to see kind of what's going on between the referee and whatnot. There was definitely fear. I think we all thought that was going to go to VAR because we weren't seeing the replay, but we were seeing the reactions. But there was definitely an eruption of cheers when the ball kicked off and play resumed.
Absolutely. So, 23 seconds. It was 45-23 is when that was scored. We saw plenty of opportunities. We saw a strike from Chicho that was on target. Keeper block. Beautiful shot. And then just momentarily after that, also in the 52nd minute, we get another attempt on target. This one comes after being laid off by Diego Luna to Pablo Ruiz. Gets his left foot on it, and it's just keeper big block. So a lot of shots, a lot of pieces coming together, and I want to just talk about we've already talked about this in great length. The momentum shift, the minute Chicho comes on, just like the amount of touches that he gets on, the attempts on goals, whether it's a shot, whether it's a header in the box, dude is just like spreading the magic. And it's crazy to see it just not just happen in this match, but translate directly from the last match. A lot of momentum there. So what other positive things could we say about Chicho and the momentum that he brings to Real Salt Lake?
Honestly, it's the way the guys have responded and upped their level of play, right? I don't know who this Diego Luna is. This is the Diego Luna we all wanted to see. This is the Diego Luna that can move to Europe, right? This is the Diego Luna that can make the senior national team, right? This Diego Luna is incredible. Ruiz was already performing at a high pace, a high clip. This is an absolutely different Ruiz as well. So I think, and the front office and coaching staff said the same thing about Chicho, but he's made everyone better. He's made them up their level, and that's scary for everyone else in the Western Conference and honestly in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and I think obviously we see what adding a piece and a star like Chicho does to this team. And you got to give credit because to guys like Diego Luna and guys like Pablo Ruiz, because they are the playmakers. They are the ones who are going to be creating for Chicho. And we saw last night what difference it makes when both of them are on the field and when both of them are doing to feed Chicho. So many opportunities for Arango, so many opportunities for Luna and Ruiz in that attack in that second half, especially early in that second half. And it's really good to see how well they're already clicking.
Absolutely. And Isaac, good point in chat there. Not only is Diego Luna killing it offensively, but he's working his butt off defensively, right? He had a goal-saving tackle in the box that, you hardly see center backs making these tackles, right? It could have been a red card and a PK easily, but it was clean. It was vicious. And it's something you love to see your offensive players, putting their bodies on the line and putting in that defensive work, because when you have guys doing all of the dirty work all over the field, that's what a championship team is made out of.
Yeah, no question. Talking about sacrificing your body, putting it on the line. 70th minute, going into the 71st, dude. SKC is playing a ball back. They're being safe about it. And when you go back and watch the highlight, dude, Anderson Julio just runs through this defender.
Punks him.
Just straight bodies him, bro. And I don't know how, going back and looking at it, I'm just like, how was there no call on that? Because the defender sold it well enough, and there was plenty of contact there, but he just trucks him, dude.
All ball, baby.
All ball. There's the claim. But Anderson Julio, dude, takes this dude out, just flattens him out, makes the run, gets a few touches, and then just megs the goalkeeper, scores, and runs over to his dude's training. What the hell? Because, Anderson Julio, I love him to death. We know he's got the talent, but where's this coming from? Is it the Chicho effect?
I'm surprised Anderson didn't go back and flex over the defender's body after he scored, because he just ran right through him.
It was clean though.
It is absolutely clean. Whichever way you look at it, it's all ball. It's shoulder to shoulder. It's a good way to just kind of welcome yourself into the game, right? Because he just subbed on in a mere minutes before that. And he says, hey, I am here and I'm going to score again. And sure enough, he goes down. He does that. That's 3 straight games with a goal off the bench. I was saying it last night, 2021 Anderson Julio could be back, might be back, should be back after that confidence boost.
And that tackle from Julio is all credit to the press we're playing, right?
Absolutely. Which we didn't see.
He didn't have to go in and make that tackle, right? He didn't have to make that tackle. He could have sat back, waited for the ball to be passed, but all credit to Julio for pressing, for that tackle. It was clean. It was beautiful. And I'm just going to address it now for the SKC fans complaining, whining all over Twitter. It was clean. If you guys really want to complain, Chicho Arango's yellow card, never touched the guy. And there should have been a penalty right outside of the box on Chicho as well that got missed, and you guys were playing dirty, so I don't want to hear about it. Suck it up.
Daniel Rosero, man, he's also Colombian, which would make him a perfect candidate for a Real Salt Lake player here soon. But yeah, dude, Danny Rosero, man, just got bodied, bro. If I were him, I'd be worried afterwards. I'm like, dude, am I still gonna have a job in MLS as a defender, bro? Dude, you take a hit like that and you go down. I mean, I get it. You're trying to draw the foul, but I really think Anderson Julio took him, bro. He just mowed you down.
Yeah,
And
that's
there's
when you
nothing you can do. And the goal, and it's the worst possible outcome. It leads to a goal on a soft pass back. It's embarrassing, dude.
when you put your
a
hand
hit
up
on
and
the
ask
ego.
for a sub, bro. Like he got me, pulled my hammy,
Get your Capri Sun and your.
my orange slices, dude. Get
And I'm
me out of
going
here.
home, bro. Mom, take me home early. I'm hurt, right?
Yeah, I mean, and as much credit as Julio gets for that goal, a very similar opportunity just a few minutes later to win it, and the old Anderson Julio showed up. So
Yeah, that's the
I
88th
wish-
minute. Let's
yeah.
talk about it. So you're right, man. Absolutely right. So after a shimmer of hope, some life back into RSL, it takes about like 17 minutes again to see this ball just get played up and be built up. So Ojeda plays it up to, I think that's, who got that touch, dude? Who played that ball up to Anderson Julio? Was that Diego Luna? Trying to see. No, it's Chicho.
Yeah.
Chicho again is involved, dude, with a great pass. It's just a one-touch redirect over to a wide-open Anderson Julio who's busted through the defender, completely alone, has plenty of space. And in training, man, like these are the balls that you see go into the back of the net, no question. And in this instance, SKC goalkeeper comes out, gets a palm on it, and it's saved. So I don't know. I think a lot of credit for Real Salt Lake coming back too. A lot of credit to Anderson Julio for the goal before, but I feel like that's a goal that needs to go in, dude. I know they're not going to come down hard on him because he scored the draw, but I mean that's that. I feel like that's the kind of goal. If you miss it, you're at risk of like losing that. I wouldn't even call it a starting spot because he's not a starter; he's off the bench. But that could be something that coaches would look like or prospects would look at in the future and be like, "Dude, could this guy finish?" It's evident that he can, but why didn't he finish this time? What's up with that?
I don't know. It just you definitely have the goalkeeper running at you, right? That's always a tough situation. And it's not that he didn't score the goal. It's what would have happened if he did. If he scores that goal, he's already, fans love him. But you score that goal to come back from 2-0 down at half to beat your rivals on their home turf, right? You're in RSL lore forever. And it's a big 3 points. So, it's just disappointing that, he couldn't get, the touch a little higher or a little farther to the right or left or whatever. But man, if he would have scored that, just the eruptions around, you would have heard RSL fans in Kansas City. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you would have been able to hear a pin drop in the cauldron.
The blue hell. I don't know, man. I don't want to say that he panicked and it got away from him. I mean, that he would love it back, right? Like he would love that one back. That's, people love to say that in football and soccer, but it is one that I was just thinking, I'm like, dude, I know he's going into the locker room and he's just, like, that's just got to be such a shitty feeling.
Yeah, and like everyone's supporting him in the locker room, but in the back of their heads, they're like, damn, if you would have just.
I know, man. I know, but I wonder what it could have been, man. Alex, when you get like a closer look at that, dude, or when you kind of reassess and go back and remember that, what do you think it is, man? Do you think this like the space was just closed way too fast? Do you feel like he panicked? Maybe footing was off. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, it's a situation where obviously you're 1-on-1 with the goalie, but you got the center back coming in behind you. You know what's at stake. You know it's 3 points. You know it's the win. And the timing in that situation in your head, you go from having all the time in the world, right, when you're 1-on-1 in that situation, to having you have to make a decision in 2 seconds, 3, maybe less, right, a nanosecond. But at that point, McIntosh is already doing good to kind of close down the angle that Julio had. And you're right. I mean, it's unfortunate because it is the win. It is the 3 points. And by all means, he should have scored that. But in that situation, it's a lot easier said than done.
Absolutely. I'm not going out and scoring that goal, right? but it wasn't like a tap in, right? We're not talking about he was wide open, a yard off the goal line, somehow put it over the post. So I'm really not faulting him or saying he's a bad player or anything like that. It's just unfortunate that at that time, that split second decision wasn't the right one.
I think we got to give more merit and more credit to that. Whatever center back was coming up right behind him, and for McIntosh for coming off his line and closing down that space as best he could. Because in a lot of situations, goalies will wait it out and leave that space open for the attacker, but he just jumped right on it. Decided to come close down Julio, and it was ultimately the right decision.
Right, and one of the number one rules in goalkeeping is in that situation, you make your decision and you don't change your mind.
Exactly.
Commit.
So good on the goalkeeper for committing, and that's what you get for committing.
Yeah. Pretty 50-50. There's something inside of me that wants to demand the pro aspect of it. Like, hey, it's your job to put that away. But it was a great save. Like, it was just a good save, and I think I arrived to that assumption a little bit later, and I think people with experience like Pablo Mastroeni, front office, are like, yeah, it's a good save, man. It sucks, but it's a good save, right?
Right.
And that's just how soccer goes, man. A lot of the times it's just 50-50.
You want to talk about good saves? How about?
Are you transitioning?
I am transitioning. This is my segue.
Dang, bro. Give us the 90th minute marker, yeah?
You want to talk about big saves? How about Gavin coming up?
Go through the build.
So many times in stoppage time to relieve the pressure and make some big saves to keep us in this one.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Young keeper. I love that he's getting so many opportunities. Obviously, it's like you guys mentioned before, midweek game, preparing, holding out for a game on the weekend. But Gavin Beavers, dude, I have no problem him being starting keep, man. He's already getting like the mini wall of Wasatch. Dude, they should call it the baby gate of Wasatch right now, right?
The baby gate. That's incredible.
Baby gate. But let's talk about this save. 90th minute, Alan Pulido finds an opportunity to whip it into the box, and Saloui is there at the far post. Gets a head on it, dude. We're thinking this is going in, and Gavin just steps up, bro, throws his body, sacrifices himself, and just is there to make the huge, huge save to quite literally save us the 1 point.
Absolutely.
Pull the draw.
It's a great save by the goalkeeper in a big moment. And that to me says that maybe Gavin's ready for more minutes. I fully expect Beavers to be a starting goalkeeper for RSL at one point. And honestly, I fully expect Gavin Beavers to get attention from outside of the MLS as well. I would not be surprised to see, some money offered to RSL for Gavin Beavers for his services in the next, 2 years.
I feel like the best...
Because he's got it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like the best way to develop young goalies, especially in this league, is to just throw them in. Give them the game opportunities, give them the game experience. And we've seen time and time again Gavin have come up big for us, right? He's had some really good saves in the games that he's played. There'll be like the little like rookie mistake every once in a while, but that's something you're going to expect out of an 18-year-old, and that's going to be a chance you're going to have to take starting an 18-year-old. But he's taken his opportunities, and he's running with it. He's done really, really well, and I think he has what it takes to be a really solid keeper in this league.
Yeah, there's always the risk reward with a young goalkeeper, but I think it's always worth the risk.
I think in Gavin's case,
Absolutely. So yeah, 2-2 result, split the points with Sporting KC. I didn't see this one ending in a draw, man. I'm just used to the old days where, team gets 2 up on you, and it kind of fizzles out, and then especially I know we got the record right now, right? Like we're doing really well on the road, but I didn't think we were going to come back, and so I'm very shocked, very surprised, and I will take that result all day. Alex, you've got something to say, bro. What you got?
I said it last podcast. This is a Kansas team who doesn't know how to hold leads. They've lost their leads time and time again, And so I was confident RSL could be able to come back. And sure enough, we saw it in the last game, up 2-0 at the half. RSL comes in, changes their game, plays really well. And again, Kansas kind of crumbles under the pressure and can't hold that lead.
Yeah. So Junior Producer wasn't with us on the last episode, but clearly you know what the outcome was now. But if we were to go back a week ago, Isaac, what would you say the scoreline would have been?
I would have said 2-2. No, I'm just kidding. No, I thought it would have been 2-0, maybe RSL's way.
Oh, all right.
Real confident over here.
Real confident. But, it is questionable, right? What does this game look like with throwing in the big boys a little bit earlier in? Could this have been 3-2 for RSL? Could it have been 4-2? I mean, there were a lot of opportunities, a lot of shots on target in the second half, just because Chicho just brings it out on everybody, man. Everyone's just going for it. But we'll never know. We'll have to settle with a 2-2 and the 1 point.
Well, and listen, we can think what ifs all day long. But I would rather go into Kansas City, get a draw, and then come home Saturday with the full 11 and get that win at home and get that home streak going again.
Amen. So let's talk about the feedback that we got from the RSL show listeners on Instagram and Twitter. We took to Twitter today and we said, send us your Real Salt Lake takes. Who is your man of the match? Are you happy with the draw on the road? What is your outlook on RSL's season? How far do you think this squad can go? Let us know below, and we'll shout you out. So we're going to go through every single one, guys. We made some promises. So 714 Idea on IG wrote, Gomez failed to impress given the start. Luna is a workhorse. He fights for every ball. Even when he loses the ball, he still pressures and looks to get it back. That shot outside the box by Palacio was good as well as Oviedo's. We got 3 good outside the box takers, Palacio, Ruiz, and Oviedo. We are no longer in the box team, but we can also be a threat outside the box. You guys agree?
Yeah, good takes. As far as Gomez goes, I know a lot of people are worried. I think he's just, being a kid and he's having adjustment periods. I think it's just a little dip in form. And again, you're in Kansas City, you're in a rival, it's hot. No one, the style isn't really conducive to Gomez at that point. I'm not worried about him, right? I think he's going to have some dip, but I think he's going to get some minutes. He's going to take some chances. He's going to get some opportunities. I'm not too worried about Gomez yet.
Keel Calpins on Instagram writes, Chicho comes on and the team just looks different, man. We'll say that's a good take. Hey, I want to do that. So after these, we'll say good take, bad take. Sound good?
Yeah.
Carson Wilcox 77 says, it was weird to feel like we weren't out of it being down 2-0. Credit to Pablo for bringing the subs on at half. I feel like previously he would have waited till later to bring the difference makers on, and it paid off immediately. Alex, good take or bad take?
Good take.
Good take.
Good take. Good take. All right. Ike Gonia writes, Beavers, Mooses coming up big. Also, who would have thunk Julio would score 3 and 3?
Yeah.
Good take.
Good take. Yeah.
Good take. I like it. Ike Gonia, what's up? Let's see. Colm Luker. Colm Luker writes, I was watching with my girlfriend, and before the game I said Johnny Russell and Salawi were going to score because they always score against us, and when they did, I gave up hope. I thought we were going to lose 4-0, but she gave me hope saying that the second half will be better, and she was very, very right. I should believe her more, but also wish we would have won because SKC... we should have won, but a tie isn't bad, especially after I had expected such a miserable loss. Yeah, good take.
I'm gonna say lukewarm take for having Josh's pessimism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Colm Luker, you're like strongly emphasizing that you've got a girlfriend and she and my girlfriend this, that. She probably doesn't exist, bro.
Roof.
but-
Roof was
Terrible take.
But
bad take from Andy.
I'm kidding, Colm Luker. It's all good, bro. All right, let's see. D. Ricky, OG listener, writes, started some of our rotation guys. Not a bad result against a hot team away. And some guys got some rest for our busy next few weeks. Yeah, good. D. Ricky.
Good take.
He could run the show. Yeah, he could come on podcast. He's really, really good. Christian Berg writes, it's crazy to see how much of a difference Chicho, Luna, and Ruiz can make in a game. In the past, that sort of game probably ends up being 3 or 4-0 for SKC. Now that we have a deep squad with game changers, it's completely different. I think this team could end up with the second or third place finish in the conference with the form we're in. It will be interesting to see if we can continue to change the tide on our home record with a win on Saturday. Also, quick shout out to RSL for making a game day bingo. It's freaking awesome.
Phenomenal
Right.
take.
Yeah, Christian Berg, welcome to the podcast, and we're going to give you a follow back on the RSL show. That was a phenomenal take. A lot of substance there. RSL has a bingo game. You guys aware?
I wasn't aware, no.
I
No?
think they
Okay.
just did it this last game.
Okay, cool. Shout out RSL bingo. I'm telling you, man, when the soccer's this good, you don't have to come up with stuff like RSL bingo. All right, let's continue it on Twitter. Let's. I got a space heater, dude. It's like burning my leg, bro. Oh,
Why
ouch.
do you have a space heater on? It is 150 degrees outside.
I'm cold, bro. I'm cold. All right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Zerk. It's Zerk writes, that SKC comeback was a great turnaround after being down 0-2, but huge kudos to Pablo, making the halftime switch and boom, immediate impact. The lineup was not what I had in mind and had a feeling something's off. I wish they paired Moose and Chicho beginning the match. Good or bad take?
I mean, we all wish for Chicho, right? But let's think big picture. Big picture here.
I will say that I'm very excited to see what Moose and Chicho can do starting together.
So are we saying it's a good or a bad take?
No, it's a good take, but I'm also saying let's think big picture here. 3-game week. Let's not wear Chicho out too much. Let's keep him good. Keep him good for a goal and assist a game instead of wearing him out too quick.
Plus, I think people forget that prior to starting to train and stuff, he, didn't play for 2 months, right? His first game in 2 months was this past Saturday, and so he's going to have to ease into full fitness a little bit.
Nick Barker writes, who was your man of the match? Eneli. Solid all game and was able to put in 90 minutes of effort despite the conditions.
He's a stud.
Right.
It's a good take.
Then he answers, are you happy with the draw on the road? Yes. And then he answers, what is your outlook on RSL season and how far do you think the squad can go? Nick wrote, great. Capable of winning it all.
Treble, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Nick Barker gets a follow back. Matthew Daniels wrote, first half was bad. We were missing the confidence in possession offered by Ruiz. Jasper just had one of those nights. Brilliant resilience by the team, and Chicho changes how people have to defend against us. I'll take a point, and Arango was my man of the match. I think West top 3 is expected.
Good take.
Good solid take. Nice job, Matthew. We already follow you, but that would have earned you a follow. Dude, I love this, man. We should do the takes, and if it's good, we follow. If it's bad, we unfollow you. All right, let's see.
That's great.
That's great. Follow or unfollow, baby. This is better than RSL bingo for sure. All right. MLS Collectors. We're currently following this person. So let's see if they keep their follow or lose their follow. MLS Collectors loved the second half bounce back. Everyone looked super gassed in the second half, though. We had multiple chances to win it, but didn't have any legs left. I know it was tough with weather conditions. Wish Julio would have had more stamina. What are we going to do with Gomez? That's it.
That's
Decent?
I'll say good take.
Good?
a
Good take.
decent take.
Yeah.
I don't think Julio was gassed.
Yeah, that's my only question on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a take that's going to lose you a follow. It's just like, I mean, opinions are opinions. But
right.
but what somebody answer his question. What are we going to do with Gomez?
We already talked about it.
I know we did. I know we
Yeah.
did. But let's just answer it. We're just going to leave him untouched, right?
Yeah, we're going to continue on, right? He's going to have to earn his play time, right? Let's not forget he has a goal and 5 assists. He's been productive this year, right? He's had a rough patch, and we just got to continue to incorporate him, whether it's off the bench or a start here and there, and hope he can find his form. And like Alex said, hopefully his girlfriend stops distracting him, and he can get back to normal. Get back to his dancing TikToks,
I mean, yeah,
There it
5
is.
assists and the goal. He was contributing a lot into the attack a few months or a little bit ago, and he's a 20-year-old kid. He's going to come out of it. He's going to get back to good form, and he'll be all right.
Very cool. Sela Fredleg says, at Josh Clark shall now be referred to as the Oracle.
It's been a couple times this year I've called it, so
Right. You get to
I'll take
follow.
it. I'll take it.
You got to follow Seluff. Good job, bro. That's the easiest way to a follow is just compliment Josh.
That's right.
Reincarnated as Bob says, Julio should have scored his second goal to win us the game. Got to make those chances count.
Yes, sir. It's a good
Yeah.
take.
All right. Is it a follow take, though?
I mean, it's an obvious take, but
Try
yeah.
harder. We're not going to follow you this time.
Oh, Andy, you're being mean.
Yeah, dude.
I would have followed you for that.
We need some quality, though.
A
Reincarnated
little more
as
depth.
Bob.
Yeah.
A little bit more depth, yeah. It's
Okay.
like
Okay.
a little too surface level. It's like American Idol, bro. When they come and sing the first half, they kind of crush it. I'm kind of like Simon, like, hey, no, like just sing Happy Birthday and like make it really good. I want to hear the range, right? So I'm not saying it. It's not a yes for me right now, but it's not a no forever. Reincarnated as a Bob.
So
Okay.
are you challenging him? Is that a
Yes,
challenge for the hottest take?
Yeah, dude, send us a better send us a redemption take. Yeah, guys, what a fun show of the RSL show, man. We've got Saturday coming up. We've got a match in the books, a match in the works, and I just want to actually look up a few things here before we talk about that one. An anticipated match, New York Red Bulls. Are they doing much this season? Has anybody really dove into these guys?
Yeah, they stink,
They
Yeah.
are not the best.
Not the
which
best.
is scary. But I think now it was scary at the beginning of the year, right? When we weren't very confident. We were good, but not confident, right? Not good, but you could see the potential. I think our confidence is high enough. The fan base is pumped enough. We have Chicho. We have Luna killing it. We have Ruiz scoring bangers from outside the half even. I think we're going to just dismantle New York on Saturday. I really do.
This is
It's an 11th place team, 6-8-8 record. So I mean, yeah, they're down there. But
When your best players are outside back, you got problems.
yeah,
they're a team.
Yeah.
They're a team who's only won one game on the road this year. They are a team without a head coach. They are a team who had a lot of controversy earlier this year with their DP signings. I just don't see them. I just don't see them coming to Utah and getting a good result.
yeah. No, it'll be tough, man. It'll be tough for the East Coast boys.
Yeah.
So, with that, we will wrap up. I think it's going to be an easy 3 points. I'll knock on wood here for everybody. If we go around and just do quick predictions, though, we're expecting, I'd say, a full roster. It's at this point a little bit of uncertainty around Savarino, but I have a feeling that we're going to see him available. Not sure what the reports are or what's coming out of the Real Salt Lake insiders. But Alex, let's start with you, dude. What do you think? What do you think we'll see on Saturday in terms of results?
I think this is a team who's going to really, really turn it around at home. and at a perfect time, right? We got the 4-0 last time against Orlando. I'm going to go something similar. I can see it easily being a 2-0 or a 3-0 win for RSL. I don't see New York, who's only had 5 goals scored away from home this year, coming into America First and scoring. But I do see RSL putting on a clinic and continuing this form and getting a good result.
So you're saying 3-0 versus Red Bulls?
Yes, sir.
At home. All right. Isaac, let's what do you think, dude?
I think this match has the potential to be a high-scoring match for Real Salt Lake. So I'll go 3-0 just to be safe, but I think it'll be more. I really do think so. Especially after reading
Where are the goals coming from?
After reading this stat, Real Salt Lake is unbeaten in its 12 regular season home matches against the Red Bulls. Come on.
Ooh, yeah. Sounds like you got to go put some money down, bro.
I'm confident.
All right. Joshua Clark, dude. Just now you know the stats. We got a Alex, did you say 2-0 or 3-0?
I said 3.
3-0. So we got 3-0, 3-0. Josh, what do you think, dude?
We're going to lose. I'm joking. I think we get a Chicho brace. We get a Demir brace. We get a Luna goal and a Ruiz goal. We're going 6-0, baby.
Oh, my God. Hey, we almost saw that.
We did. It's not out of the realm. It's not out of the realm. I think this team could do it.
I'd love to see a 6-0, and I think if there's a match where this could happen, it's probably going to be this one. So I would say there's I'd probably say it's 4-0, probably 4 goals in this one, 4-0. For me, I feel like Chicho will bag another one. I feel like Ruiz is going to have one. I would even throw Glad into the mix, another header inside the box. I don't know where the 4th goal is coming from.
Dami.
Maybe. Yeah. I always want to lean in and say maybe Diego Luna, but also I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like he's just unlucky sometimes. I'd love to see a goal from Diego Luna, just to kind of, bump up his stock a little bit more. But yeah, there we have it. 3-3, 3-0, 3-0, 6-0. And then 4-0. So it should be an interesting match.
I'm afraid that we're way too confident now.
Nah, dude. This it's got to be in the bag. 12-0 at home, dude, versus the NYRB. Come on.
Everyone with a brace. Everyone on the field has a brace.
Yeah, everyone on the field. This one's to be played Saturday, July 15th, 7:30 p.m. is kickoff. Get there early. Bring your kids. Bring your markers. Hang out. Go get some signage. Get your kids signed. Wear your sunblock. Hydrate. Wear your short shorts. Have fun. Paint your face. No one paints their damn face anymore, bro. I want to see faces painted. Who's going to the match this weekend? Out of the RSL show.
I'll be there.
Isaacs will be there. Alex?
I'll be there.
Josh?
I am 50-50. I have to work, and there's some meetings going on, so it's going to depend on when those finish up for me. Cool. I'll definitely watch it, but
yeah, it's another MLS night for me. Saturday and then Sunday. Like I said, I'm scheduled to do more MLS content. That's gonna be a cool day. Make sure you're around Apple TV. We already know what's happening. They're gonna announce Messi. It's gonna be a huge day. So I won't be there Saturday, but Isaac, I was going to say, bro, you don't... Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, can you imagine Isaac going with his face painted, going through the media? Going through the media entrance, dude? Oh, my God. No, but you know what, dude? At least one time this season, Isaac, I want to, we should all pull in on, the RSL show. Oh, this is a great idea. So the RSL show, and then even, donations from the fans. Get this. Because we do need some equipment for when we go out and do video content and all that. If we could fundraise and then have Isaac basically complete a promise to the fans of the RSL show. So what I'm envisioning, bro, is your face painted, your hair spiked up, shirt off, dude. We'll buy you a ticket so you don't have to go through like credentialed media, but just get you like just square and center. We'll give DJ Eracalypse, we'll give the camera people like coordinates on where you'll be, bro, so you could be like dancing at halftime. Would you do something like that if it raised money for the RSL show?
Oof. I'll do it.
I think that same day we should go to the tailgate and we'll paint whoever's face wants their face painted.
Yeah, dude. That'd be fun, man. Because we need more like faces painted and hairsprayed and just like stupid lunacy. You know what I mean? Like we need that in our.
I would do it for like a TIFO fundraiser.
Something
we need.
We'll figure something out. We will figure something out.
If you have ideas, fans, let us know what you think.
Yeah,
I think Alex has something to say here.
Alex is part of this too, bro. We're painting his face and he's shirtless.
Hey, I'm all
bro.
in, bro. I'm all in. You don't gotta tell me twice.
Dude, that should have been our like hazing, Josh. We should have like made these guys go do something like that. That'd be awesome.
Hey, real quick, just to kind of wrap things up. This is the last game we have before we head into Leagues Cup. How do you guys feel about heading into Leagues Cup on this streak?
I feel so good, man. I feel like we're gonna get some quote unquote revenge on Monterrey, and we love to beat Seattle at home, so I think we could take our group and make our run. Again, I could be overconfident right now, but that's just the team's got me feeling that way, and I'm going to support it, and I'm going to believe until they give me a reason not to.
At the end of the day, like I'm happy with the draw in Kansas, but I kind of wish we lost that one so we wouldn't be heading into Leagues Cup on the streak, because sometimes I feel like teams heading into a single game elimination tournament like this with such a good streak, it's a bad omen. And it got me thinking last night.
Well, so back in the day,
sure,
to fight those bad omens, we would do, how do I say this?
A ritual. A seance.
Yes, we would have a ritual where we would either, find a player of the opposing team's trading card and burn it, or something to keep the luck going. So if you need to do that, if you need to go bury a jersey in the backyard, if you need to make, I think one year we made some voodoo dolls of some opposing players, right? So there's things you can do. If you got to wear the same underwear for 2 weeks straight, wear the same underwear for 2 weeks straight. I don't care. Just Febreze it, right?
All right.
So whatever ritual you need to come up with to keep the streak alive, like you know the firework thing for me now.
Yes.
Right. That's been broken. I will be in that stairwell every home game until the season's over, just to make sure I'm not the one that causes us the bad luck, right? So if you have a superstition or a ritual you need to perform, please do not forget.
Wait, explain this firework tunnel thing. I need to know. I don't know it. What do you do? What's the superstition?
Okay,
here?
So basically every game at home we've lost this year, I have damn near fallen out of the press box onto the fans below when the fireworks go off when they're coming out of the tunnel. So last week, I went and hid in the stairwell so I didn't hear them and or jump. And look what happened. I will continue this until I am proven wrong.
Got it. Very, very cool. We need to establish some rituals. If you guys have rituals that you guys do, I'd be interested to know what those are. Tweet those at us. Like, let us know. We'll read those on the next show. If you want to do a video, kind of like a video explainer, that'd be fun. We'll even throw you on our social media. Literally, like, just send us the video on Instagram, like DM, Twitter, DM. We'll post you on our timeline as long as it's appropriate, family friendly, right?
Right.
We don't want you, like don't be slaughtering like small birds or anything. It's weird. All right, guys. With that, RSL show on KSL Sports, the best Real Salt Lake content. I love saying that because it triggers a lot of people. Listen to us, follow us on YouTube, and thank you for keeping it here. We love you guys so much. We love Real Salt Lake. We hope that they kick ass this weekend, and you guys are there for it. Love you all. See you on the next episode.